Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are going to be talking about the next phase of AI, which is called autonomous agents. Now with AI, we're very familiar with AI agents. So ChatGPT is the popular AI agent that most people use, where it can execute tasks within its own environment. So outside of its environment, it can no longer execute tasks. It can only give you information based off of what it's been trained on. That is what an AI agent does. But an autonomous agent allows you to execute tasks beyond the environment it was trained in. So for example, if you're trying to purchase something, you can do that via an autonomous agent. If you're trying to book a flight, if you're trying to book a hotel, if you're trying to interact with the internet, do research on the internet to create an essay, these executable tasks can now be done via an autonomous agent. I think this is the first example of Skynet, so watch out. Say please and thank you to your AIs, because you never know what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years around this space. So when you try to interact with these AIs directly, you might notice it just directs you to a GitHub. So I made this visual to break down why this is the case and what you as a consumer should be looking for to take advantage of the next latest AI. So with autonomous agents, we have two big AIs that's been talked about over the last week, which is AutoGPT, like we mentioned before, and Baby AGI. Now, in order to interact with this directly, AutoGPT and Baby AI, you need to know a little bit of coding. And I apologize for my atrocious handwriting. But if you're like me and you don't know much about coding or programming, you have to interact with these AIs via third parties like AgentGPT and Godmode. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong interacting with AgentGPT or Godmode to interact with AutoGPT and Baby AGI. But you might notice through these two third-party tools, you're going to run into some kind of delays, so keep that in mind. Well, let's just jump into the meat of everything, which we're going to start to interact with AgentGPT and Godmode and give the right prompts. So let's get into it. All right, so what do I want to do? Let's try to increase our income. Let's see what we can come up with in terms of like a side hustle in the city that I live right now, which is in Montreal. Just help me start a business with low startup capital in Montreal. Let's launch. So it looks like I need to add more criteria to give it more direction to see what kind of answer the AI will come up with. I think create a detailed business plan outlining the business idea, target market, marketing strategy, and financial projections. Let's go. So it says we need to gather more information about the people and culture of Montreal before deciding on a suitable business idea. One way to do this is by finding out about the popular businesses and industries in the city. Reasoning, knowing about the businesses that thrive in Montreal and the needs they cater to will give us insights into the needs and wants of the city's population. So, of course, that sounds like an amazing idea. Let's approve it. Thoughts. After doing some research, I found that Montreal has a thriving food industry. I think starting a food truck business that offers a unique culinary experience could be a great idea. We need to come up with a menu and the type of food we want to offer, but we should also look into acquiring the necessary permits and equipment for our food truck business. As reasonings, Montreal's love for food is evident in its diverse culinary scene. Starting a food truck business is a low-cost option that could potentially generate high profits. We can also stand out by offering a unique menu. So unfortunately, we weren't able to continue because the app is very congested right now. So the prompt stopped and it made me reset. So on Godmode particularly, we're going to find out, I guess, on the next one, AgentGPT, it kind of just bottlenecks me and just doesn't allow me to go to the end of the whole interaction with this AI. Something I found very interesting is that it was on the right track. Montreal has a very lively food scene. It's filled with trendy restaurants that you can visit. So when it says to make a food truck that kind of replicates that culture that Montreal has, it shows that it did its research and it did it correctly. So that's very impressive. Okay, cool. I like how you can actually name your agent. So let's name it Hustler. So I want to start a low-cost business with $1,000 in Montreal. So let's deploy the agent named Hustler. So let's go. Oh shoot, it's a lot more faster so far. Embarking on a new goal. That's the prompt I gave it. It's thinking. Add a task. It started to add already a lot of tasks to its list. It's moving a lot faster than Godmode, which is very interesting. I like it. Also, it came up with an answer. So based on my research, here are some low-cost business ideas in Montreal that you could consider. Now, pet sitting and dog walking. Your love for animals could turn into a business by offering pet care services in your local area, house cleaning, tutoring services, personal shopping and styling services, handyman services. So I guess that makes sense because we are just working with $1,000. It's still going right now. So you have evaluate the market demand for each potential business idea. thinking, executing, analyzing profitability of each idea within that given budget. Okay, that's very interesting. So it's going into a lot of depth to see which is going to give you the best return on investment for your $1,000. So that's very interesting. So the AI recommended that we start a small online business with $1,000. So better than tutoring and all the like dog walking and all that. So they recommended we do that. So here's a detailed plan and budget for executing this idea. I can't talk right now. Choose a niche. The first step is to choose a niche for the business. Some options include selling handmade crafts, reselling thrifted items, or crafting a small e-commerce store. Research the market, set up an online store. So everything that it's doing, it's pretty accurate because I do have an e-commerce store myself. So these are the steps that you need to take to have a successful store. So that's interesting because it even breaks down the budgeting. So you'll have like $29 a month for like the Shopify or Etsy subscription, which is true. $500 in inventory, professional product photos, $100 for social media campaign, total budget $729. So we have $271 left, and it recommended to set aside some funds for unexpected expenses or future inventory purchases. By following this plan, it is possible to start a low-cost online business in Montreal with just $1,000. Oh, so it says, sorry, this is just a demo and we can't have the agents running for too long if you desire longer runs. So it's the same thing that we saw on Godmode. So I would have to say AgentGPT a lot better than Godmode. Recommend you use this because it's a lot more in depth. So that's really, really cool. I'm very impressed with what it came up with, to be honest. Man, that means there's gonna be a lot less excuses for most people to start a business if the AI can literally create a step-by-step process for you to start a business. It's literally giving you all the infrastructure, all the hard work, the beginning legwork that you have to do. It's like doing it for you in like 5-10 seconds. Very crazy stuff. And I wonder how this is going to change entrepreneurship and change the dynamics of the market. Very interesting stuff. But yeah, that is the end of this video. It's crazy how fast everything is developing. I'll do my best to keep you guys updated on everything. So subscribe and hit the bell notification. But I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.